What's up, guys? This is episode 6 of my Emerald Seaglass Wishlocke challenge. Don't forget to leave a like, and if you enjoyed this, give me a follow on TikTok or subscribe on YouTube, and yeah, I appreciate any support you guys give. Today we're going through Dear Old Dad's gym. This is Norman, the normal type gym leader. I picked the route that I think gave me the easiest fights. For those who don't know, his gym is structured. He has 7 rooms. Each trainer is basically a normal type trainer as far as I know in this ROM hack, but they specialize in a certain attribute or battle style. If I remember correctly, this is the speed room. This one I believe is confusion because they have a Spinda that uses Teeter Dance and then Focus Punch. But I have a Ghost type and they weren't able to do that strategy. And then after that, the third trainer is, I think it's a status room. They have a Furret that knows Nuzzle is really all I got from it. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. Also, I like the addition of Furret having Nuzzle. I think that works for it pretty well. After going back to heal and getting everyone to the level cap of 31, it's time to take on Dear Old Dad. Norman leads off with his Spinda, and I lead with Zangoose. And Slash unfortunately does not get the one shot, and we get hit with a Teeter Dance. I switch into Banan, who is able to resist a normal type move, and go in for a Sludge for the knockout. This baits in Slacking, which is Norman's ace, and knowing that it has a feint attack, I decide to switch into Steelix, who is very physically bulky. But apparently we were on the loafing turn, which is a little weird. Normally he gets a free move first, but I don't know. This does allow me to get a Rock Tomb off as the Slaking goes for Yawn. That's one thing about this Pokemon is that it has Yawn, and that move takes huge priority. So honestly, you can kind of maneuver around it if it keeps yawning like this. Because as you can see, Alex goes in for a Waterfall, which does respectable damage. This allows me to go back into Gasms, who's able to get more Rock Tombs off. Basically, my end goal here is to get back into Alex to one-shot with the submission after weakening the Slaking. But unfortunately, the submission whiffs. I really hate this move, but it's the only viable fighting move to give Alex at this point. After basically doing another round of Rock Tombs and switchings, I go in for Alex again. We use Waterfall because Slaking has Citrus Berry, but in this time we are able to connect with the submission and we kill it. His next Pokemon is a new addition, which is Politoed. Politoed's a normal water type in this game, and I debate on it, but I decided to risk it and go for submission, and we get the one shot, so that paid off. His last Pokemon is going to be Vigoroth, and I am going to switch here because it has a normal gem that's going to boost its Facade or its Slash attack. But having a fantastic physical wall like Gasms, it does literally nothing. So after playing a few turns because, the inaccuracy of Rock Tombs and stuff, I eventually switch into my one Sketchy Cat to finish off the Vigoroth, and we get our 5th badge. Doing this, Wally's parents will arrive to give us the HM for Surf, and now we can traverse through a lot of areas and kind of do some backtracking, so we're going to get some side quests and extra encounters done here. First off, I get some hidden treasures around Petalburg City, and also go into the water to get an encounter to exchange for a wish later. You can also see here the trainer shop that I showed in the very first episode has gotten a lot more items since getting more badges. Probably one of the biggest side places I go through is the abandoned ship. You can only go through half of it at this point until you get the HM for Dive, but the big thing you get from here is the TM for Ice Beam, and this is especially important because the marketplace or the shops, they update the TMs you can get. I think it's based on whenever you get the TM or by badges, I'm not sure. But basically I can start buying Ice Beams in the shop, and that's going to be very useful for my water types. I also go say hi to the Trick Master. He had a lot more tricks for me to go through, and I just love that NPC. The third gym leader, Watson, is actually waiting outside of Mauville City, and he actually gives me a basement key so I can go to an old generator that's been acting all funky to turn it off. You know, make a 10-year-old go through a dangerous power plant. Awesome. At this point in the game, I have well over 50 Pokemon, so I actually go back to Professor Elm to get that spiky-haired Pichu so that I get my Fall Arbor encounter. And I just gotta show him off here. That Pichu looks fantastic, and I'm honestly a little sad I'm not using it, but you know, if this wasn't a Wishlocke, I would totally have it on my team. We're now at the point in the episode where I have 6 wishes, so let's go roll some encounters. Our first one's going to be Doduo. Doduo is a flying ground type in this game, and I think this Doduo looks a little iconic, so I think we'll just call him the Icon. Up next is Weird the Ditto, and I can get this thing Imposter, so I'm excited. MT Bull the Machop. Matt Pick the Seal. Beck the Growlithe. Now, someone requested for a dog Pokemon, and unfortunately I got this guy before your subscription, but I have not forgotten about you. And finally, Avery the Apom. And that's going to be our encounters. And I think this is a pretty good ending spot here. Tune in next time, and I'm going to go through the Weather Institute, and maybe even squeeze in a gym fight with Winona. We'll see how long that takes. See ya, guys.